The Galactic Council sat in a grand chamber, their faces grim. The council had representatives from many planets, each one worried about the future. A war was raging across the galaxy, and resources were quickly running out. Ships were damaged, food was scarce, and entire worlds were in danger. In the midst of this chaos, they realized one thing. They needed help, and they needed it fast. After much debate, the council decided to reach out to Earth. Humans were known for their creativity and innovation, and the council had heard rumors of their advanced technology, especially in a field called dimensional folding. This technology could allow ships to travel vast distances in the blink of an eye, something the council desperately needed to escape the war. The council members gathered their fleet and set a course for Earth. As they approached the planet, their ships glimmered against the stars, creating a spectacle in the night sky. On Earth, scientists and military leaders watched the arrival of the alien ships with a mix of awe and fear. What did these beings want? Could they be trusted? As the council representatives landed, they were greeted by a team of human officials. The humans were cautious, their faces showing both curiosity and suspicion. The lead council member, an elegant alien named Lyra, stepped forward. Her skin shimmered like a jewel, and her large eyes reflected a deep understanding of the galaxy's struggles. "Thank you for welcoming us," Lyra said, her voice calm but firm. "We come to you in a time of great need. The Galactic Council has been suffering from a terrible war, and we need your help. We believe your technology in dimensional folding can save many worlds." The humans exchanged glances, clearly taken aback. They had heard about the Galactic Council, but they had never expected to be approached for help. A scientist named Dr. Emily Carter stepped forward. She was known for her brilliance and had a reputation for being straightforward. "Why should we help you?" Dr. Carter asked, her voice steady. "We have our own problems here on Earth. How do we know you won't use our technology against us?" Lyra nodded, understanding the humans' concerns. "I assure you our only goal is to protect the innocent. We are not here to threaten Earth. We want to work together to ensure peace across the galaxy." But the tension in the air was thick. The humans were not easily convinced. They had heard stories about powerful alien races, and they were not eager to become pawns in a galactic game. The council representatives, realizing this, decided to share their story. They explained how the war had begun, and how many innocent lives were at stake. As they spoke, the humans listened intently. They began to see the desperation in the council's eyes. It was not just about technology, it was about saving lives. The council offered to share knowledge and resources in return for assistance, presenting the humans with a chance to be part of something greater. However, doubts remained. A military leader named General Michael Reynolds stood up. "What guarantees do we have that you will not turn against us once you have what you need? We cannot risk our planet's safety." Lyra's expression softened. "We understand your fears, General. We are prepared to sign an agreement, promising to use the technology for peaceful purposes only. We wish to forge a true alliance, one built on trust and mutual respect." The room fell silent as the humans considered the proposal. Dr. Carter spoke up again. "This is a big decision. We need time to think it over." Lyra nodded, knowing that trust would take time to build. "We will give you all the time you need. We came here hoping for a partnership, not just a transaction." As the meeting concluded, both sides felt the weight of what lay ahead. The humans were wary but intrigued, while the council members felt a flicker of hope. This could be the beginning of a new chapter, one that might change the fate of both worlds. In the shadows, as the delegates left the chamber, both sides understood that this was just the start. A fragile alliance had formed, but many challenges lay ahead. The humans would need to decide whether to trust these aliens, and the council would have to prove that they were worthy of that trust. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. Days passed after the Galactic Council's arrival on Earth, and the atmosphere in the meeting rooms was heavy with uncertainty. Human leaders gathered to discuss the council's proposal. Dr. Emily Carter and General Michael Reynolds were among them. The fate of their planet felt like it hung in the balance. "Do we really want to trust them?" General Reynolds said, pacing the room.
His brow was furrowed with worry.
"We know nothing about their true intentions. They could be lying to us." The room was divided. Some leaders were excited about the possibilities, while others remained cautious. "We can't forget that they are asking for something powerful," a council member remarked. "If we share our technology, we must ensure we are not giving away our safety." As debates continued, The Galactic Council held its own discussions. Lyra, the lead representative, felt the pressure mounting. They had come to Earth hoping for cooperation, but time was running out. The war in the galaxy was escalating, and their resources were dwindling. They needed help now. Lyra, a council member named Taryn, spoke up. "If we don't secure the technology soon, we may lose everything. We should make it clear to the humans that we are in desperate need." Lyra nodded, but she was cautious. "We must not appear too desperate. If we push them too hard, they might refuse us entirely. Trust is fragile, and we need to build it, not destroy it." Meanwhile, on Earth, the news of the Council's visit spread rapidly. Many people were fascinated by the aliens and their technology, while others were fearful. Conspiracy theories circulated, suggesting that the Council intended to invade or conquer Earth. Social media buzzed with opinions, and protests began to arise, with people demanding that their leaders reject the Council's requests. Dr. Carter watched the news unfold, her heart heavy. She wanted to believe that the Council could be trusted, but public fear was growing. She decided to take action. "We need to hold a public forum," she suggested to the other leaders. "Let's give the people a chance to voice their concerns and ask questions. We can't make a decision without their support." The idea was met with mixed reactions, but eventually they agreed. The forum was scheduled for the following week, and preparations began. Dr. Carter was determined to find a way to bridge the gap between the humans and the Council. On the day of the forum, the atmosphere was electric. Citizens packed the auditorium, eager to learn about the alien visitors. The Council members were also present, sitting in a special section. Lyra felt nervous but ready to represent her people. As the forum began, Dr. Carter introduced the Council members. She spoke about the potential benefits of working together. "This is a chance for humanity to step into a larger role in the galaxy," she said passionately. "We can help each other." The audience listened, some nodding in agreement, while others remained skeptical. A member of the audience stood up, his voice loud and clear. "How do we know they won't use our technology against us? We can't trust aliens." Lyra rose to address the crowd. "We understand your fears. We are not here to harm you. We want to form a partnership that can benefit both our worlds. Your technology is powerful, but so is your spirit. Together we can achieve greatness." The crowd buzzed with murmurs. Dr. Carter sensed a shift. The humans were starting to see the Council as potential allies rather than threats. More people raised their hands to ask questions. Some were worried about what it would mean to share such technology, while others expressed hope for the future. As the forum continued, a sense of camaraderie began to grow. Humans and aliens shared their thoughts, building bridges instead of walls. But the underlying pressure remained. The Council needed a decision, and soon. As the forum concluded, Lyra and Dr. Carter shared a look of determination. They knew that this was just the beginning. They had made some progress, but the clock was ticking. The war was still raging in the galaxy, and both sides needed to act quickly to secure a future that could protect them all. The excitement was palpable in the lab where humans and members of the Galactic Council worked together. Dr. Emily Carter and Lyra, the Council's representative, stood side by side, surrounded by scientists and engineers. They had agreed to collaborate on developing the dimensional folding technology that could change everything. "Today's a big day," Dr. Carter said, her eyes shining with determination. "We are going to attempt our first experiment together. If we succeed, we can take a huge step forward." Lyra nodded, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. "We have a lot riding on this. If we can show the Council and the people of Earth that this technology works, we can build trust and unity." The team had been working day and night, merging human and alien knowledge. They combined the Council's theoretical concepts with Earth's engineering practices, creating a prototype for the dimensional fold. The prototype looked like a sleek silver chamber with glowing lines running along its surface, humming with energy. As the team gathered around the prototype, Dr. Carter initiated the countdown. "Ready? 3, 2, 1, activate!" With a press of a button, the chamber sprang to life. Lights flashed, and the air crackled with energy. The prototype began to shake, and a shimmering portal appeared in the center. Everyone gasped in awe as they witnessed the dimensional fold. "It's working!" someone shouted, excitement filling the room. But just as the portal stabilized, an unexpected surge of energy jolted through the chamber. The lights flickered and alarms blared. The team scrambled to regain control. "Shut it down! Shut it down!" Dr. Carter shouted, but it was too late. The energy pulse was too powerful. With a loud crash, the portal expanded beyond their control, sending shock waves through the room. Papers flew, equipment toppled, and the walls trembled. Suddenly, the rift opened wider, creating a distortion in the air. The room fell silent, everyone frozen in shock. In an instant, a burst of energy shot out, causing a few machines to malfunction. For a moment, they were afraid the experiment had turned into a disaster. Lyra quickly regained her composure. "We need to contain it! Everyone, back away!" The team followed her instructions, retreating to a safe distance. As they watched, the rift flickered and then suddenly collapsed, leaving behind a faint glow and silence. The room was filled with tension and fear. "What just happened?" one of the engineers asked, his voice trembling. Dr. Carter looked around, trying to gather her thoughts. "I don't know, but we need to analyze what went wrong. This could be a major setback, or it could lead us to new discoveries." As they began to assess the situation, Dr. Carter realized that despite the chaos, they had opened a dimensional fold, even if only for a moment. "We achieved something," she said, her voice steady. "We need to focus on that." Over the next few days, the team worked tirelessly to analyze the data collected from the experiment. They learned valuable lessons about energy levels and safety measures. The council members were impressed by the humans' resilience and dedication. Meanwhile, news of the experiment spread across Earth and the galaxy. Many humans were excited about the possibilities, but some remained fearful. They worried that the aliens might still use this technology against them. Protests flared up again, calling for a halt to the collaboration. Back in the lab, tensions rose as the team prepared for another attempt. Dr. Carter stood in front of the group, addressing the concerns. "I know many of you are worried, but we must push forward. The only way to ensure this technology is used for good is to understand it ourselves." Lyra added, "We are here to help you. Our goal is the same, to create a safer galaxy. We must overcome our fears together." The team nodded, motivated by their leader's words. They set to work, making improvements based on their recent findings. After a week of hard work, they prepared for another test, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. On the day of the new experiment, the lab was buzzing with energy. The prototype was upgraded, and the team was ready. Dr. Carter and Lyra stood side by side once again, ready to take a leap of faith. "Let's do this," Dr. Carter said, her heart racing. "Together," Lyra replied, a determined look in her eyes. With a deep breath, they initiated the experiment. The chamber lit up and the air crackled with energy. As the portal formed, the team held their breath, hoping for success. This time, they were ready to face whatever came next, united in their quest for knowledge and safety. The future of both worlds depended on it. The excitement from the last experiment had faded. The team was tired but hopeful. Dr. Emily Carter and Lyra were preparing for a new phase in their collaboration, confident that they were close to mastering dimensional folding technology. However, little did they know that danger was lurking much closer than they thought. In a quiet corner of the lab, a shadowy figure was watching. Marcus, a scientist who had joined the team late, had been secretly reporting to a group of humans who opposed the council. He was driven by fear and distrust. Marcus believed that the aliens were a threat to humanity and was determined to sabotage their efforts. As the days passed, Marcus gathered information and plotted his next move. He knew that if he could create chaos, it would turn the public against the Galactic Council once and for all. He whispered to a few like-minded colleagues, planting seeds of doubt in their minds. "Do you really think they have our best interests at heart?" he would ask. "They're just using us to gain power." Meanwhile, Dr. Carter and Lyra were hard at work, unaware of the betrayal brewing among them. They were excited about the results of their latest tests and were planning to present their findings to both the Council and the Earth leaders. On the day of the presentation, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. A large audience filled the auditorium, including government officials, scientists, and members of the media. The Council representatives sat at the front, their eyes shining with hope. Dr. Carter stood before the crowd, ready to share their achievements. "Today, we will show you how close we are to making dimensional folding technology a reality. This could change everything for humanity and our relationship with the Galactic Council." As she began her presentation, Lyra presented the latest results and shared their vision for the future. The crowd listened intently, some with excitement, others with skepticism. But just as Dr. Carter was about to reveal their latest breakthrough, the lights flickered and went out. Gasps echoed in the dark auditorium. Panic set in as people began to murmur and shuffle. Then suddenly, a spotlight illuminated Marcus standing on the stage, a smug grin on his face. He held a device that looked like a small bomb, which he aimed at the audience. "Stop right there!" he shouted, his voice cutting through the darkness. "You think these aliens are here to help? They want to take over our world." Dr. Carter's heart sank. She recognized Marcus and realized that he had turned against them. "Marcus, don't do this!" she pleaded. "We're working together for a better future." But he laughed, his eyes wild with fear and rage. "Better for them, not for us. This technology is too dangerous. I will not let you destroy humanity." Before anyone could react, Marcus pressed a button on the device. A loud beeping filled the room, followed by sparks flying from the machine. The audience screamed and chaos erupted. People scrambled for the exits, trying to escape the chaos. Dr. Carter quickly turned to Lyra. "We have to stop him. If that device goes off, it could destroy everything." Without hesitating, Lyra dashed toward the stage. "Stay back!" Marcus shouted, waving the device. "I will blow this whole place up if you come any closer." Dr. Carter felt a surge of adrenaline. "Marcus, think about what you're doing. You're not just putting the council in danger, you're endangering everyone here." As the crowd continued to panic, Marcus's grip on the device wavered. He could see the fear in their eyes, and for a moment, doubt flickered across his face. "They're using you!" he shouted again, but his voice lost some of its conviction. Lyra took a step closer, her voice calm and steady. "Marcus, listen to me. We can't let fear control us. We have a chance to work together. You don't have to do this." The lights flickered back on, illuminating the chaos in the auditorium. The sight of terrified people finally broke through Marcus's anger. He hesitated, his resolve faltering. With swift determination, Dr. Carter seized the moment. "You can help us, Marcus. We can change the future if you let go of this hate." Realizing he was cornered, Marcus's hand trembled over the device. In a sudden rush, Lyra lunged forward, grabbing the device from him just as it began to beep louder. A brief struggle ensued, and with a final pull, she yanked it away, tossing it aside where it landed harmlessly on the floor. As the audience regained its composure, Lyra turned to face Marcus. "It's not too late to make the right choice. We can learn from each other. We can build a better future together." With the immediate threat neutralized, the room fell silent. Marcus looked around at the fearful faces and finally lowered his head, defeated. "I was scared," he whispered. "I didn't want to lose my home." Dr. Carter stepped forward. "We're all scared, but fear shouldn't drive us apart. We must unite to protect our world. Together we can face any challenge." As the audience slowly started to regain their confidence, it became clear that while betrayal had nearly torn them apart, it also opened the door for greater unity. The path forward would not be easy, but they now had a chance to come together, stronger than before. The Galactic Council and humanity were on the brink of something remarkable, and they would not let betrayal keep them from their destiny. The air was thick with a mix of relief and uncertainty as Dr. Emily Carter and Lyra surveyed the aftermath of the chaotic event. The auditorium, once filled with fear and panic, now buzzed with a sense of newfound hope. Marcus had stepped back from the edge of destruction, and the audience was beginning to understand the importance of unity between humans and the Galactic Council. In the days that followed, a series of meetings were held to address the fallout from Marcus's attempted sabotage. Leaders from Earth and the Galactic Council came together, focusing on rebuilding trust and collaboration. Dr. Carter and Lyra stood at the forefront of this effort, determined to forge a stronger bond between their worlds. "Now is our chance to create something amazing," Lyra said during one of the meetings. "We've shown that even in the face of fear, we can overcome our differences. We must focus on cooperation." Dr. Carter nodded in agreement. "We need to share knowledge and resources. If we work together, we can harness the full potential of dimensional folding technology. This can benefit both our worlds." As they spoke, the atmosphere in the room shifted. Officials from both sides began to exchange ideas and strategies. They recognized the importance of learning from each other's strengths. The Galactic Council had advanced technologies and scientific knowledge, while humans had creativity and problem-solving skills. Together, they could accomplish what neither could do alone. Meanwhile, Marcus had been given a second chance. After a sincere apology and a pledge to change, he was welcomed back into the fold. Though hesitant at first, he was eager to help mend the broken trust. "I know I made a terrible mistake," he said in one meeting, "but I want to show that I can be part of this new era." Dr. Carter appreciated Marcus's willingness to change. "We all make mistakes, but it's how we learn from them that matters. Let's move forward together." As the collaboration deepened, the first successful tests of dimensional folding technology began. The team worked day and night, combining their knowledge and expertise. Each experiment brought them closer to the ultimate goal, creating a stable dimensional fold that could facilitate travel across vast distances. One bright morning, the team gathered in the lab for a pivotal test. The upgraded prototype stood tall, shimmering with energy. Dr. Carter felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness as she looked around at her colleagues. "This is it. We're ready to see what we can achieve together." Lyra stepped forward, her eyes shining with determination. "We have come so far, and today will mark the beginning of a new era for both our worlds. Let's make history." With the countdown initiated, everyone held their breath. 3, 2, 1, activate! Dr. Carter shouted, her voice steady. The prototype roared to life. Lights flashed and energy crackled in the air. A swirling portal appeared, this time stable and shimmering with promise. Gasps of awe filled the room as everyone watched the gateway to new possibilities. "Look! It's holding!" one of the engineers exclaimed, clapping his hands in excitement. The portal stabilized, revealing a view of the stars beyond. The sight was breathtaking, a glimpse into the vast universe waiting to be explored. The audience erupted into cheers, their worries momentarily forgotten. As the cheering died down, Dr. Carter turned to the group. "This is just the beginning. With this technology, we can share our worlds, cultures, and knowledge. Imagine the discoveries we can make together," Lyra added. "We can build trade routes, share resources, and create bonds that go beyond our differences. Together, we can solve problems that once seemed impossible." The audience listened in rapt attention, their hearts filled with hope. News of their success quickly spread across both Earth and the Galactic Council, inspiring many. People began to realize that cooperation was the key to a better future. As the days turned into weeks, the collaboration continued to flourish. Humans and aliens began working side by side, each learning from the other. They shared their stories, traditions, and visions for the future, forging friendships that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. Finally, a grand ceremony was held to celebrate their achievements. Leaders from both sides gathered, symbolizing their commitment to a united future. Dr. Carter and Lyra stood at the forefront, proud of what they had accomplished together. "Today we stand on the threshold of a new era," Dr. Carter declared, her voice echoing through the hall. "Together we will explore the stars, learn from each other, and create a better galaxy for all." The crowd erupted into applause, their spirits lifted by the promise of what was to come. The bond between humans and the Galactic Council had been forged in the fires of adversity, and now it was stronger than ever. As they looked up at the stars, they knew that this was only the beginning. Together they would navigate the challenges ahead, united in their pursuit of knowledge, understanding, and peace. A new chapter had begun, and with it, the promise of an extraordinary future.